सोच में सकारात्मकता लाएं, जीवन को बेहतर बनाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने 844-844-0632।
Hello, Namaskar and a very good evening to everyone watching NCERT's live interactive program. I am Simran Singh and you have all connected with us through eVidya channel number 6 to 12. And besides this, viewers, there are so many different mediums through which you can all connect with us. You can even participate in our live conversations by raising your questions and your queries in the comment section of our YouTube channel that goes by the name NCERT Official, and also NCERT PM eVidya Class 6 to NCERT PM eVidya Class 12. So viewers, once again a very warm welcome to all of you in our special segment, and let me apprise you that Sahyog and Paricharcha are two very prominent programs under this wider initiative by Ministry of Education, that is MANODARPAN, as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So we are conducting our Sahyog program for all of you this time, and also in our Sahyog program we come up with certain interesting and important topics for the better understanding of our students and the viewers who keep on connecting with us for the diverse program, in order to provide a psychosocial support, enhance mental well-being and to make you more strong and sound mentally. So viewers, providing us more insights into the conversation, we have our two guests. I'll be introducing you to the guests for the program. We have with us Dr. Sujata B. Hachinalkar Madam, serving as Assistant Professor from RIE NCERT Mysuru. Namaskar ma'am.
Namaste to all the viewers.
Very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Then we have with us our practicing counselor for the conversation, Mr. Srinivasan R. Sir. Namaskar sir.
Namaste madam.
We welcome you as well. And also I welcome all our viewers in the conversation. So if you have any of the questions, you can of course give us a call at this contact number. This is our national tele helpline flashing on your screens. It is 844-844-0632. Further, you can write to us and reach out to us through this particular mail ID, that is sahyog.ncert@ciet.nic.in. And let's get straight to the topic that we are going to discuss. It is developing concentration. Now, I think not just students, but most of us, we actually fail to concentrate on either our studies, work, one or the other thing. So, what are the reasons behind that? What are certain strategies, especially that our students can follow in order to stay more focused and concentrate and to achieve higher or better things in life? That's what we are going to discuss today. So, let's initiate the conversation, and in the first place, let's try and understand that why concentration or concentration on a particular subject or topic is very important, and why focus is also termed as an essential skill for the students, especially in today's educational landscape. So Sujata ma'am, please help us with that area.
Yeah, thank you Simran for the question. And concentration is a very big problem, be it adults or adolescents or children. It is something that we have been going through, and post-COVID we are having little more issues with the concentration. If you want to understand what exactly is the concentration, it is nothing but the ability to having steady single-minded attention on something that you are doing, or any activity or any topic of study that we take into consideration here. So when you want to concentration on something, there must be a focused attention. That means you have got to focus on what you are trying to do. You have to have interest in whatever you are trying to do. If you do not have the interest, so you have to absorb information that is there efficiently, and then there must be a processing so that you can solve problems or any consideration that is there into whenever you are trying to do a work. And most of the time it gets affected very easily. So focused attention is something one has to think about it, and one doesn't have a focused attention on anything that we are doing, as simple as you are writing down notes. If you are not concentrating on what you are writing down, then definitely you will not be able to understand what you are writing. You will be simply writing for the sake of writing, but not with an understanding. That is as simple as that. And if at all a child is trying to learn writing, or maybe the cursive writing that they teach, or any other letters that we are trying to, if child doesn't concentrate, even developing a skill becomes very difficult. So concentration requires the focused attention of any work that we are doing. Then we are talking also of any other aspect of concentration that involved is heightened arousal. When you are talking about heightened arousal, we are talking about the tolerance. So when you are talking about the arousal, we are also talking of hyper as well as hypo. So when you have both arousal among children and hypoarousal among children, when you have a hyperarousal, you will find that the child is hyperactive. The child has a lot of bubbling energy, but it is not directed in a certain way where child is not focusing on the activity the child is supposed to perform either in school or at home. So it is very important that the child's energy is channelized towards a particular direction. Then apart from that, if you take hypoarousal, where you find that child is lacking energy, or you feel that child is sluggish, and that is one concern now. So what should be there as you have got to concentrate and be successful in anything that you are supposed or expected to do? That is optimal arousal, we say. That teachers have to keep attention that whatever the energy that the child has, you have to get it focused by creating interest in the activity that the child is supposed to perform. Or even if as simple as you have got the child to read, and for reading you must create the environment that is required and create a background that is required for the child. Then something next, once you have created that arousal in the child, then next comes the selective processing of the information that is there. So this is very important. See, if at all I am supposed to concentrate on doing a task as simple as I may be trying to put a cover for a notebook, very simple one. Now schools are either reopening in another month, or they have reopened down south. So what you see is that as simple task of concentrating to put a cover on the book, though child must also follow what is the sequence of putting that cover. So it is for where you are talking about the very young children. So if you take younger children, concentration is a very big factor for them, and a lot of them do not focus. That's why this concentration is lacking. So they do not know on what area they are supposed to focus, and it becomes a necessity for the teacher that you have to make them process the information that is provided for performing of any task. And this selective processing that happens because you are providing them with so much of information. The child has to select from that and go in a systematic way to concentrate on completing any particular given task. And for that, first time the child may not succeed. If at all you want to put the ball in the basketball when the child is playing, when there is a physical education, and the child has got to follow all the rules that are possible and also judge from what distance can I put that ball in the basket. So that is sustained effort is there, where the skill would be developed. After a certain number of efforts, the child would know what exactly is the processing. He has to first take the attention part of it. Then there is optimal arousal that happens. Then there is the processing of information that takes place. If I stand from this distance, at this height, the child calculates and then throws the ball. So in one effort, the child will not be able to. The child has got to concentrate, make a continuous sustained effort, and that effort that he is doing, he should not. That means continuously you should go on 1, 2, 3, maybe the fourth time the child is successful in putting that in the basket. Then the performance is improved. So first time the child may get demotivated. Then what is the role of the teacher? That means the teacher has got to tell the child that yes, you have done well, but you still have a scope for improvement. Ball in the basket. That is how the performance is going to improve from beginning till maybe the fourth attempt, when the child is able to put that in the basket. So that is about the concentration, how one can develop right from focused attention, go on till your performance is improved. So that is it about the concentration, how it can start from paying attention to improving the performance. Yes,
All
Simran.
right. So we understood the trajectory of being staying focused or being more concentrated in our lives, right? So there are so many other reasons as well why we fail to concentrate, especially students. Maybe there can be different kind of distractions in our life, or maybe a person or a child is going through one or the other thing. So what are some of the possible things that actually due to which we do not stay focused, or we fail to stay focused? What are certain inhibitions in there?
Yeah, next slide. So if you see the main important factors that I also discussed earlier also, when I was telling that there is something called as every child has a pent up energy. The children are very, very energetic provided there is a nutrition being taken care, there is a good sleep that the child should be getting. All these are aspects that are required for their energy to be managed. For example, the child may not be interested. This can happen with adults also, or late childhood or early childhood. You can see that child will not be interested, and as you see, the younger the children, they will not have sustained interest in one particular activity. They will not go on performing one single activity till they get that skill. But if at all the teacher or the parent or anyone in the near vicinity of the child who is interacting with the child creates an interest in the activity that the child is supposed to pay attention for, and then only the child can develop that interest towards doing or performing a task. This interest must be created because child should relate to whatever he is trying to do. If at all child is interested in basketball and you are sending him for cricket, definitely the child will not perform. He will not pay attention because he lacks interest in the activity that one is trying to do. The child is interested in storytelling or story listening, whereas you are going to make him learn tables or do mathematics. At that point of time the child loses interest. So the interest of the child becomes the key for him to developing a concentration. Then the biggest factor is the present generation is feeling that they are stressed with so many activities that are because their adults are expecting out of the children. There is so many activities. We want them to do good at academics, we want them to do good at physical education, we want them to develop hobbies, so many aspects we feel, and we want them to be best in everything. That is not possible because each child's competency differs from one individual to another individual. So there is a lot of stress that is created, and because they fail in one activity, we start labeling them that you are not good at this, you cannot be good at that. That directly leads to developing low self-esteem. Stress is good for some extent where you call it as eustress. But if it goes to distress, the child is going to lose his confidence and develop a low self-esteem, which can be a contributing factor for the concentration. Then inadequate rest and sleep. Many children, because they are addicted to digital distractions, which is the next factor, you can see that because they are into social media and they are spending so much time in the social media that they are not getting inadequate rest, whether it is mentally or physically. The children are not getting rest, due to which they are not getting enough sleep. We are expecting that children below the age of 8 years, they require minimum 10 to 12 hours. Now you imagine how many households are we catering to the need of a child sleeping for 10 to 12 hours. Then child is expected multitasking, as I described earlier. They are expected to do so many other tasks other than the academics also. If a child is interested in sports, let them do best in the sports. But we want them to do so many aspects, so many things at a time. That is multitasking. Then environmental factors, as you know, congenial environment at home, how we are providing them environment of whether it be studies or how supportive the parents are to performing a task. We should be looking at it. We have to reflect on what exactly are the households doing, what exactly is the school doing when developing the concentration among children, and also developing that focused attention in providing them a factor of congenial environment at home as well as school. So these are the key factors for poor concentration, be it studies, be it sports, be it any activity for that the child has got to perform. These aspects become very, very important. Yeah.
So we have understood the different causes of poor concentration and what we actually mean by staying focused or staying concentrated in order to do one thing or the other. But what actually happens to a child when a child struggles to be confident or maybe concentrate on a subject or a topic, and especially when we talk about their studies, it becomes difficult for them to stay focused for longer hours. So what happens right there? Providing us more insights into that, we have with us our practicing counselor, Srinivasan sir.
Yes, madam. So thank you for the question. We all know that the concentration is one of the key factors that ensures smooth learning in the school environment. If there is trouble in focus and concentration, it may lead to a chain of consequences, not a single one. Chain of consequences will happen, which may result in either temporary or permanent setback for the children. First, it may impact the productivity of the child. Here, the productivity, I am meaning that completing the assignments, homework, answering the questions during the class, etc. This happens mainly due to the learning gaps. When the child struggles to focus, he or she may miss the key points in the class. This may lead to struggle to answer questions, complete the homework, etc. The second thing is the decrease in focus and concentration will lead to increased errors in homework and assignments, and even in examination. We, the teachers, used to chase the children. There is some minor careless mistakes in the answers. This is because less focus and concentration. So this may lead to poor grades for them. And the reduced productivity and grades in school life may lead to stress and frustration. The child will feel very much stressful due to low grades. And if it remains unattended, no one is taking care of it, the teachers are not taking care of it on time, the child may develop low self-esteem. The child will think that I cannot study the subject, I am not fit for the subject. Like that, low self-esteem will develop for the children. In long run, when it is going on, the child can develop some impairment in learning and may not be able to follow the instruction in classes. The teacher may need to repeat the instructions twice or thrice for those children. When the reduced academic performance is coupled with high expectation from the parents and teachers, it may lead to strained relationship. The relationship will be under stress. The child may not have a good relationship with others in the school and the home. The child will be isolated and show reduced participation in school-related activities. It may also have impact on other areas in school systems like discipline, attendance, etc. And due to the reduced academic grades, the child may miss opportunities in the areas like extracurricular activities, advanced learning, etc. So these are some of the consequences of poor concentration or poor focus in the classroom. Both the students and teachers must be aware of these consequences and act quickly. Thank you very much.
Poor confidence, poor concentration, it becomes important to also try and understand the different techniques or the strategies that can actually work for a child in order to stay motivated or stay focused for any particular domain where they want to work or achieve or excel in their life. So sir, would you like to share certain techniques with us?
Okay, madam, please. Next slide, madam, please.
So we have the slide for
question,
tips
madam.
for improving concentration.
Yes, thanks for the question, madam. We can follow some simple steps to ensure focus and concentration for every child. The first thing is we can ask the child to set clear goals. For most of the focus related issues, the problem lies on ill-defined goals. When the goal is not clear, the mind struggles to decode it, get tired and frustrated. So the child has to set a clear goal to achieve. In my classroom, for example, if a child set a goal like, I will study maths for 1 hour, I will say it is not a sufficient goal. Instead of that, I asked to set the goal like today I will study for 1 hour between 11 a.m. and 12 a.m. to complete 15 problems in the first lesson of maths. So this is a clearly well-defined goal. So the mind will clearly understand it and prepare for it. And second thing is prioritizing the task. This is the area where most of us, including adults, are struggling to manage. The time available for us is limited to a day, 24 hours only everyone is having. So the child needs to prioritize the task and assign the suggested completion time for it. This prioritizing, we can do it in two ways. In first, the task which can be completed quickly in a short span of time can be taken first. Why I am saying like this is, it will give a positive energy, as madam said, some heightened arousal and sustained effort, energy for the children to complete the rest of the task. One task is taking for 2 hours means the child will get tired. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, one task is completed means it will be easy. Secondly, the tasks which are to be completed immediately, tomorrow it is due, like that means the child has to take it first. So in both the ways, the child can prioritize the task. And third important technique what I want to say is practice mindfulness. Mindfulness means bringing body, mind to the presence and continuity. Most of us are thinking about future or past while working in the present. This is one of the major reasons for poor concentration among us. It is very essential for students to be mindful while studying. The children can improve their mindfulness by practicing simple tasks attentively. Mindfulness, or in our ancient tradition, we are calling it as vipassana, can be coupled with nearly everything. For example, if you carefully count each of your steps slowly by observing the surrounding nature, it becomes a mindful walk. In the same way, children can practice mindfulness in eating, breathing, body scan, listening. Nearly everything can be coupled with mindfulness. Continuous practice of mindfulness exercises will bring mindfulness during the classes as well and increase the focus and attention. The next technique what I am going to do is Pomodoro technique, a popular, well-established technique. People in general cannot be able to concentrate and focus for a long period of time. The Pomodoro technique is well-established one in which the individual can focus for 25 minutes of time followed by interval of 5 minutes. So this 30-minute block is called as one Pomodoro. Children can take long intervals after completing 4-5 such blocks. Long intervals means here the children can take 15 to 20 minutes break. This will help children to stay organized with their work. Children can break up their work or plan their work for 25 minutes exactly, and accordingly they can schedule. The next one what I want to say is, as madam said, tame the tech tigers. The electronic gadgets are becoming increasingly popular among children. They are easily distracted and are wasting their time in using social media, games and other channels. But on the other hand, mobile phones and other gadgets are integrated part of our life. We cannot ask the children not to use the mobile phone. So children should develop a habit of restricting social media and game usage while handling the mobile phones. There are a lot of tools available in the mobile phone itself. Most of the Android phones are having these tools. They are focus mode and digital well-being setup, etc. In focus mode, you can set up for 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, etc. And
Important details with us, but due to paucity of time, I'll have to request you to please conclude your words.
yes, sir.
Sir, kindly conclude your words because we are running short of time.
Okay, madam, sure. Thank you.
Sir, you may share very quickly the tips for improving the concentration. We can have the slide on the screen. I'll
Sure,
request
sure,
you
madam. Sure.
for
I
the
will make it.
concluding
Okay.
remarks.
Okay, right, sure. So the mobile phones are integrated part of our life. So the children can use focus mode and other things to restrict the use of social media and other things. Next one is chunk it up. we can break the long task into a small chunks. Smaller tasks are easy to commit, and so longer tasks can be easily broken up to small chunks. So instead of saying that I want to study one lesson completely, the child can break it into concepts and complete it. And the next test, what I want to say is seek variety. Because if the task is monotonous, there will be boredom. So to avoid it, the child can seek more variety. Say for the first 30 minutes, child can study English. Next 30 minutes, the child can do maths homework. Something like that. If they are doing variety of work, it will be easy for them. Next one is fuel the focus. The eating habits of children are nowadays affecting the concentration and focus. Either they are eating too much of junk food and becoming drowsy and dull, or they are skipping meals together, so they are getting tired. Both are not good. They have to eat nutritious food. In particular, when I say, yes, sir.
Viewers will take a note of all the important areas that have been highlighted for you. We would have loved to continue the conversation, but due to paucity of time, we'll have to conclude the program here. Thank you so much to both our panelists. Thank you, Dr. Sujata B. Hachinalkar, madam, and thank you, Mr. Srinivasan R. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A word of thanks goes out to all our viewers who keep on connecting with us for the diverse programs that we conduct throughout the day. Well, this is a wrap up for our Sahyog session where we were discussing about developing concentration and the different aspects associated with the focus or concentration, and of course, you have got to know certain important techniques, strategies or tips and suggestions that you can actually use in your life to enhance concentration. So before wrapping up this program, आप सभी जानते हैं एक विशेष सूचना है आपके लिए। लोकतंत्र के महापर्व यानी चुनाव की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। 5 चरणों में मतदान हो चुका है, 2 चरण अब भी बाकी हैं। यदि आपकी उम्र 18 वर्ष या फिर उससे अधिक है तो अपना कीमती मतदान यानी अपना वोट ज़रूर दीजिए और देश के प्रति एक जिम्मेदार नागरिक होने का फ़र्ज़ निभाइए। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अपने सहयोग के अपने इस सत्र को हम यहीं पर विराम देते हैं, पर आप सब जुड़े रहिए विद्या चैनल्स के साथ और देखते रहिए NCERT ऑफिशियल। फिलहाल मुझे दीजिए इजाज़त। नमस्कार।
सोच में सकारात्मकता लाएं, जीवन को बेहतर बनाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। मनोदर्पण पर कॉल लगाएं, मनोबल अपना और बढ़ाएं। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। चलो आज ही प्रण ले हम, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य सुधारे हम। मनोदर्पण के काउंसलर से परामर्श पाने के लिए डायल करें टोल फ्री नंबर 844-844-0632। नंबर एक बार फिर सुने 844-844-0632।